All right, welcome back to the channel. Man, I got that one wrong. Teofimo Lopez beats Josh Taylor, revives his career, looks excellent doing it. Let's talk about that in this video, but before I do, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and thank you to everybody that supports on the channel. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you real fast about today's sponsor, the Boxing Showtime app. It's a very useful app that keeps you updated on all things boxing, and you can keep up with the latest fights, where to watch them, the latest news, and a lot more. For any hardcore boxing fan like myself, and most likely all of y'all, I would definitely recommend downloading it. And it also is most definitely a big support to the channel. It's available for both Apple and Android, and you can find the link in the description below. Thanks for considering downloading Boxing Showtime's app. But let's get back into the subject matter of the video. Okay, so look, man, it's going to be a little dose of crow. Not too much of one. But I had picked Josh Taylor to beat Teofimo Lopez and defend his WBO 140-pound title last night in New York City. As it turned out, that was not the case. Teofimo Lopez performed excellently against Josh Taylor, beats him pretty much pillar to post. Nothing really that Josh Taylor could do with Teofimo Lopez. Lopez was just too strong, too crafty, too athletic, and just too good a fighter for Josh Taylor, who did, as I thought, try to put the pressure on Teo, tried to come at him, tried to use his size and his length on him, and nothing that he did really worked with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez just proved flat out that he was the better fighter. He's just the better fighter. And on top of that, I think that he also proved that he's one of the best fighters that's out there. I have to tell you, man, one of the things that I really liked that Teo was able to do, and I noticed it when he was walking in to the building, is that he was very, very relaxed. He wasn't intimidated by the moment at all. He really just looked very comfortable walking into Madison Square Garden Theater before the fight, and he looked very comfortable getting into the ring. And it just seems like he really is somebody, man, that just has he has a belief in himself, man. And was very mature. He was very calm and collected, and felt like, he was the better man, and he proved it in the ring. So congratulations to him. It's going to be interesting to see what he does next. He obviously, now that he's a WBO champion, he has some unification fights that he could be making. There's obviously the Devin Haney fight, if Devin Haney does not stay at 135 pounds, where he can go up and fight Teofimo Lopez for the WBO title. And I'm going to tell you, man, in that fight, I am more than likely not going to do a prediction video. I don't like to be wrong, and I'm really not wrong on boxing matches a lot at all. And in this particular instance, what I did was, and I think what threw me off was the buffoonery of Teofimo Lopez heading into the fight. And the fact that he just seemed like he was not really focused on what was going on in the ring, and just kind of got caught up, I think, in a lot of the drama going on around him, and just thinking, hey, man, this guy just doesn't really seem like he's got it all together. If he doesn't get his head back in boxing, hey, man, this could be real trouble for him, right? But he got in the ring and he fought like it was no issue, and proved that he was the better fighter. So I'm gonna be hesitant to say that other people at 140 pounds are gonna beat him very easily, because some of the things that he has are going to be difficult for anybody that he fights. the major things that he has is, and I said this in the video that I did talking about what I thought was going to happen in the fight. And when I said, look, man, I think this is going to happen. But, there is this thing with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is a very strong puncher. And if you slip up and you get hit by him, man, he can really cause you a lot of problems. And that's exactly what he did with Josh Taylor. But not only did he do that, not only did he land very solid shots that hurt Josh Taylor on a number of occasions, he also was able to slip shots and really was the more athletic and just the more slick, confident, better, higher skilled fighter than Josh Taylor was. And, a little bit of a light note and comedy note, that's what I get for betting on UK fighters. Man, I should have known better, man. I should have known better. Also, there were some other things going on with Josh Taylor in the lead up to this fight, like the fact that he had dropped three of the other four belts that he had that many people thought that he had lost to Jack Cottrell. And I guess it just kind of showed the level of the fighter that he is. And the level of the fighter that he is may not necessarily be a pound for pound top fighter. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, I thought that Josh Taylor had the ability to get on a fading Teofimo Lopez. But hey, man, at a young age and having gone through some ups and downs, it looks like Teofimo Lopez has his head together. The other thing about Teofimo Lopez is that Teofimo Lopez now you got to start giving this man his credit. And there's a lot of people that run around talking about give this fighter credit, give that fighter credit. One thing that I've always tried to give credit for Teofimo Lopez for, and I will work very hard in the live streams that I do and in conversations that I have, is to give Teofimo Lopez credit for being the undisputed champion at 135 pounds. That's not other people's right to decide what the WBC does with the WBC belts. And the way as far as who beat the man that was in the ring, Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko, and Vasily Lomachenko beat Luke Campbell. Those are whether or not you think that they should have fought Devin Haney or not. The fact of the matter is those were the guys that won those belts in that ring. And the WBC said to Vasily Lomachenko and said to Devin Haney and said to Teofimo Lopez and said to George Kambosos that WBC franchise belt was the championship for the purposes of Undisputed. And that man deserves credit for that. And so I'm really happy for him having gotten to a situation where now he is a WBO champion. He beat the former Undisputed champion at 140 pounds. So to the extent that the concept of a lineal champion is useful at all, hey, man, it's time to use it with Teofimo Lopez at 140 pounds. And he would have also had been that at 135 pounds. Whether or not we have people that want to hang on to this issue about whether or not this was a franchise designation or a franchise belt for the WBC. No, man, get this young man his credit for doing what he did, man. And now he's done it in 2 weight classes. And you got to take him seriously, man. You got to take him seriously. And I'm going to take him from this point forward, man. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take that man seriously, whether or not he acts like a buffoon outside the ring or not. Because, hey, man, he wouldn't be the first person in the world or boxer in the world to be kind of off outside the ring, but be able to take care of business inside the ring. So, hey, man, congratulations to Teofimo Lopez. He did his thing. Josh Taylor, hey, man, can't lie. Not a big fan of Josh Taylor, so it definitely ain't hurting my feelings that he took an L. So if I'm going to be wrong, hey, man, let it be this one. Especially if you know that I've still got a running grudge with certain UK fans and all this talk about taking over for American boxing. And in this particular scenario, look, man, that's another champion. That's one of your champions just disappeared. And United States of America just picked up another one. So better believe you me, man, I'm happy about that. Whether or not I like what Teofimo Lopez has to say about ESPN pandering to black fighters, that's just ridiculous. But at the end of the day, man, it has nothing to do really with what that man is doing with his fists. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, all credit to Teofimo Lopez, and him winning makes things in boxing a little more exciting, man, to have him win and to have him be a champion at 140, because there's obviously the Devin Haney fight. And I'm telling you, man, I'm not picking anybody in that fight. I'm telling you right now, I'm not picking anybody in that fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. I have to see that play out for me to see who's going to win it. But then you also have, Regis Prograis in that weight class. You also have Rolly Romero and Matias. I'm laughing more at the Rolly Romero, but hey, man, he there though. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's my take on the situation. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.